Welcome back to another video, everybody. Today's gonna be a little bit of a change of pace. I mean, you can see that these cars aren't normally in my shop. Yeah, this right one here is a Fox Buddy Mustang, of course, obviously. But it's got a built engine, makes about 1,000 horsepower, and we're putting a bigger turbo on it. And then this one is an IS300 wagon that's getting the same treatment as Yanni's IS300, the 3UZ treatment. But this video is not technically about these cars. In this video, we're going to be doing a few things. For one, we are resetting up the shop. Pretty much everything behind you guys, where the camera is getting completely changed. Then we also have some new tools and upgrades for the shop. And then we're also just gonna be doing a little chat, a little Q&A, talking about On Ium Industries in the new direction of the channel. So grab a drink, grab some snacks, sit down, and enjoy. So obviously my priorities have changed. I'm no longer focusing on only making YouTube content and being a content creator. I'm building On Ium Industries. That's what my focus is right now. And I'm pleased to say that I think it's been going pretty well. I know at the beginning we were just only doing exhausts, but this project and the other project are my two biggest customer projects I've had so far. I mean, this was an entire engine swap, engine conversion, and then the Mustang is a whole turbo build. So that's pretty cool. But the reason why we have to redo the shop is because the shop was not originally designed to be a fabrication shop. I have one little fab area in the corner of the back of the shop, and that's where now 95% of my work happens. It's just not the best use of my space. In the back storage area, I used to have two friends subleasing from me, but they're both gone, they're out of here. They moved on to do their own stuff. And so I have a bunch of space back there, and yet I'm still storing all my fab stuff in the actual work area, and there's just kind of junk clutter back there. So as of right now, I have all my parts for all different customers, plus all the fabrication happening in maybe a square couple hundred feet. And it's starting to get confusing because I have parts for this car, parts for that vehicle, and then parts for an upcoming customer, all just sitting in the same area. And I'm afraid I'm gonna at some point accidentally use some parts that I think aren't being designated for a customer on a different customer, and then it's just gonna get all sorts of shitty. So we're converting the back storage area into a fabrication metal shop storage area, which doesn't sound that exciting, but it's gonna be awesome. And then we are going to be doubling the size of the fab area, moving all the welder and welding stuff to one side, and then moving all like the metal work to the other side. So honestly, I think we should just get started. So we got this wall complete and all of these shelves kind of stacked and organized. We have all the little cut pieces of metal organized into tubs. Then these metal shelves are for customers. Up here we have all the like raw materials that aren't being stored on the wall. All of the straight tubing's here, and it's nice because you can see what size it is just from the outside, 1.75. We have a bunch of hooks and magnets coming to hang up all of the small individual parts on this wall. Because right now my spare parts tub looks like that. It's just a pile of parts. We haven't got those magnets yet, so we're gonna go ahead and start cleaning up and moving around the fab area. But first, let me take a moment to thank this video's sponsor, TEMU. Very nice. Now, if you guys didn't know, TEMU is an e-commerce website that sells products at a massive discount. These are all things that I've been really meaning to get for the shop, but I've just never found them for what I felt like was a fair price, so I never pulled the trigger. Things like a hose reel for a pressure washer. Man, I hate having to deal with the 100-foot long hose on my pressure washer, and you gotta wrap it up nicely. This will make washing cars so much more convenient. Speaking about washing cars, I have an undercarriage washing system. It'll just clip right into the pressure washer gun that I already have. It's got little wheels so I can wash the undercarriage of my vehicles. Speaking about vehicles, this is a smoke leak detector. I've wanted one of these forever. You pretty much fill this thing up with some special oil, hook it up to the vacuum system or your boost or your exhaust, and it pumps smoke into that system and helps you discover if you have any leaks. I can't tell you how many times I would have been able to find a vacuum leak so much quicker or an exhaust leak so much quicker with this thing right here. And then another thing that I've been meaning to get forever, a power probe. Instead of like testing voltage and ohmage and all that kind of stuff, it allows you to apply power to wires. Pretty much up until now, I just take a long wire from the positive and connect it to the thing that I'm trying to test. This is way less sketchy and way more convenient. And as you can probably tell, these are not like cheap, crappy products. These are all very nice, high quality things. And to show that, we're gonna go ahead and test a few things. But first, TEMU has two very special offers for you guys. For one, if you are a new TEMU app user, you guys can get a $100 coupon bundle by searching my code, DYC2849. And secondly, if you are a new TEMU app user, you can get one of these items for up to 70% off. I'll have a link in the description, a link up in the cards, and a QR code on the screen right now. You can scan that and download the TEMU app to take advantage of one of those offers. For now, I wanna go ahead and install this hose reel and test it out. I thankfully don't have any boost leaks, so I'm not gonna test that right now. And I thankfully don't have any electrical gremlins, so I'm not gonna use this right now. So in case you don't know, I do have a little pressure washing, like car detailing corner of the shop over here by this door. Kinda hidden behind these flags is my pressure washer, right? It's just an electric pressure washer, and I've got a bucket with some cleaning stuff. But this is what I have to deal with every time I wash a car. See, like, this is a freaking nightmare. How does the electrical cable get involved in this? Oh my fucking God, bro. All right, this is all garbage. Screw you. Don't ever come back. So we'll put this bad boy up here. And then I just take this hose, connect it into there, nice little O-ring seal, and connect the gun. Now when I want to wash the car, I turn the main water on, reel out some hose, gotta fill it up with water. I got my washing mitt, my wheel cleaner right there, all hung up, organized. Just go to town. Kind of crazy that I improved all the shop space in the shop and also made more space in the storage room just by condensing junk. This is like a great place to park the Miata instead of it sitting out in the driveway getting rained on. And now I can trickle charge it. Ha ha ha. That was such a better car washing experience. No tangled hoses, none of that BS. But anyway, huge thank you to TEMU for sponsoring this video. Check out the description cards or QR code to download the app and get access to those exclusive deals. Now let's continue. So this is the basic idea. We've essentially doubled the fabrication space because this half isn't storage. This over here is going to be the actual metal working area. This side up until like the door. So in a second here, we're gonna move the welding table over there. I just can't do it by myself. And we're gonna get a big old metal workbench here. For now, that's gonna be this. But then we'll put the bandsaw over kind of by where you guys are. And just like all the actual grinding, cutting, plasma tabling, you know, all the storage for that is right there. That's all gonna happen on this side of the room. This side of the room will be the welding side. So welding table will be over here. All the welders are over here. We're gonna have to extend the 240 volt plug over here. I'm actually going to mount the TIG welder underneath the welding bench since it won't be getting metal worked on, doesn't really matter. That'll be nice because we won't have to have all the cables, the pedal cable and stuff running across the room where I'm trying to roll around. None of this was a big deal when I, welded once a month. Welding 4 times a week, it's annoying having to do all these things. And just look at how much more open it feels over here. I guess you guys don't really know because you're all looking at it through a camera. And then since we moved that cabinet, look at all the more room around the second car. So both these lifts are more functional now. I kind of always treated this as my storage lift and this is as my work lift. But since I'm doing customer cars and sometimes customer has to be waiting on parts or there's a delay or a wrong part arrive, I want to be able to work on both lifts. And now that there's more space over there, it's much better. And then this eventually is going to be replaced by like an actual rolling workbench. But this will be all the parts that we're currentently working with. So all that is for the Mustang. All of that is for the IS300. Okay. We got our box from Amazon. I believe it's got our magnets in it. Let's open it up. The lighting over here, I don't know why it's better. I think it's because the rack blocked a lot of the light on that side of the room. By the way, we are gonna be moving the cool hex lights to the fab area. All right, name tags, little hooks. Ooh, big hook. Medium hook. Let's do something with this. So I'm gonna put V-bands kind of over here to the left. Oh no, this one's not strong at all. Nope, no way. Yeah, these are sucky. O2 sensor bungs. That actually works really nicely. O2 bungs. Oh, sorry. Those are plugs. Okay. I'm not gonna label everything, so that's kind of pointless. But this is where it actually gets handy, all right? So this is Turbo Miata, and I can put the invoice number on it too. And when I order my parts from Industries, they have an invoice number on them as well, so it'll just be nice and simple. Boom, put 00W4 over there. That's gonna be a special one right there. Invoice 6 3UZ IS300. It may seem kind of silly, and maybe it's just me, but like, when you just have boxes of parts and just different sections randomly in your shop, I had to like look through the parts and remember like, oh yeah, this was that part for that car. Now I don't have to do any of that. Very nice. This wall admittedly is looking way more bare than I was expecting. I was like, I've got so many parts, I'm gonna put them all on the wall. It's gonna look like a real fab shop. No, there's like 5 V-bands and a couple of O2 bungs. And now look, we got a package. This one's from Summit, so it doesn't say the invoice number on it, but don't care. Let's see here, we got, yes, an air filter and some PTFE fittings. Yeah, okay. So this is for the IS300. Go back to the part storage. Let's see here. Oh yeah, 3UZ IS300. All right, I'm just gonna add this to the pile of parts. That's nice. So yeah, as I mentioned earlier in the video, my priorities have kind of shifted. Since 2013, my only goal has been to build my YouTube channel. And well, just to be honest, after 13 years of averaging 50 to 100,000 views on a video, YouTube cannot be my only career for the rest of my life. That's what I determined. And so that's partially why I opened up EM Industries, to have, another career, another way to make money, but also a way to actually make the videos better too. Because the funds from EM Industries go into things like the shop, will hopefully eventually let me do bigger, crazier projects without relying on just YouTube. I think I kind of discussed it in the announcement video. But like when you're only doing YouTube, and especially when you're an automotive YouTuber, a lot of money goes into each video. And every once in a while, for one reason or another, partially because of my fault or partially because of the algorithm or this or that, a video would fail, and man, that was just so annoying to put all this money and time and effort into a video and it not make any money. So On Ium Industries has been awesome in that way. And I'm pleased to say that it's been going really well. And at this point, I'm pretty much booked up with customers until the end of the year. Now, the caveat is I'm taking all of October and a little bit of November off to finish the drift truck and the Tundra, so that's a big chunk of the rest of the year. But still, I've got a lot of customers lined up and a lot of awesome projects. Obviously, it starts slow, and it still probably is gonna be slow, but things are getting cooler. Turbo, engine swap. But anyway, I wanted to answer some questions about the On Ium Industries stuff from you guys, because I know a lot of people probably have questions about that, about the channel. And so I asked my patrons, when are you going to get a new project that's not a customer project or complete a current one? As I mentioned, in October and November, I'm gonna be spending time to work only on my stuff. So hopefully during that time, we'll get a good amount of progress done on the Tundra and get the drift truck at least fully painted and pretty much back to daily driving. Because I do want to be able to drive that thing in the fall and this winter. I do want to get a new project, but that's not a priority right now. The nice thing is that with On Ium Industries, I can think of projects that are a little bit crazier, that can be a little bit more niche, like the mid-engine Eclipse, without having to rely on it for my money. Because the mid-engine Eclipse was too niche and it performed terribly and burnt down, but that doesn't matter anymore. Well, the burning down part does, but the nicheness does not. What's a project you really hope to get the opportunity to build? Some of these really cool niche projects I have ideas for, I don't really want to say, because I've never heard anyone think about doing it or do it. And so I don't want to put it out there and having someone do it before me. But there are lots of cars that I would just like to build one day. I really want an older Nissan or Toyota, like an A86 Corolla. I really want to build one someday. Probably do a UZ swap with a turbo of some sort. Make it kind of like my Volvo. Make it like a Toyota version of that. I think that'd be really cool. Or like an old 240Z and do a Safari build. I do really want an older Safari build as like a kind of daily. What are some of the unexpected troubles you had starting your own business? What are your future plans for Ium? Honestly, the hardest part of starting Ium Industries so far has been customers. Sorry guys. The thing is that right now my customer base is you. That's good in some ways because you guys know me. I think you know what to expect from my quality of work, but I think a lot of my fans are people who have only ever worked on their own cars, which is great, but a lot of people don't realize how expensive it is to have someone work on your car for you. Or especially fabrication work. And now my rate that I'm charging my customers is very low. It's less than half of any other fabricator I've ever heard of, and yet still 95% of the people that I quote just never respond again. Which, like, I don't blame them, all right? If it's more expensive than you thought, or it's out of your price range, that's fine. But I think your expectations are a little too low. Like, I've had people message on the submission form like, hey, I want this car to have this turbo kit, making this amount of horsepower, and I've got $5,000 to do it. Like, bro, even with my dealer accounts, I couldn't get all the parts for that for 5,000 bucks, let alone charge labor and actually make it worth my time. Some people are just checked out of reality. And the thing that stinks about that is that I don't really know from just messaging people through email. And before I can quote people, I have to do lots of research on stuff. So I could spend up to 10, 15 hours researching a project, trying to figure out how much I should charge a customer to do it, and then they just never respond again. And then that's just time burnt. So there's that. I feel bad because I'm essentially, it's you guys, but yeah, I mean, it is what it is. Listen, I don't blame anybody or get mad. Well, maybe it's a little frustrating at some point, but it's not their fault, you know, it's whatever. What are your plans for Ium in the future? Just keep doing it and build it into something bigger. Of course, if you want to be a part of that, and if you want to have your car worked on, you can check out the build submission form. Just keep in mind, it can be expensive depending on what you want. What are some of your personal life goals, like marriage, house, kids? Do you think you can manage all those things and run your business and YouTube channel? Those are all part of my life goals. Right now, I really want to work towards getting a house, maybe getting my own shop, because I'm just burning all of my cash to my landlords. But yes, it will most certainly be hard to have a family and run a YouTube channel and a fabrication business, but that's life. I think time management is, at least personally, one of the hardest things in life. Making sure you're not slacking on one thing or another while getting everything you want to get done. Health, fitness, relationships, work. It's a lot, but that's life. Do you keep track of your old project that you've sold? No, not really. Now with that being said, I haven't really made it public which vehicles I still have or don't have. That's been kind of unintentional. But if you guys want to, you can either check out Patreon or I'd be willing to make a video about it. I don't really find there being a point in telling you what I've sold because then you're just gonna get mad if I sold one of the projects you really liked. But yet, you probably haven't seen it in forever anyway, and you haven't cared. So it's just like a lose-lose for me. But you know, if it could make a video, then I guess it's a temporary win. What was the project you wish you could do over? See, I think this is kind of the curse of being a car guy, especially a fabricator. When I finish a project, even if I've tried to make it as perfect as possible, there's almost always something that I wish I had done differently. Every car I drive, I'm like, man, I should just redo this one thing. And that never ends. And so the answer is all of my projects. I wish I could do them all over again. Which one do I regret most, or which one do I regret doing the way I did the most? I think out of recent memory, like I kind of wish I didn't do the high compression build on the Turbo Miata because it only being on ethanol now is annoying as heck. And then the other thing I could think of is that I wish I didn't put a fuel tank in front of a mid-engine car and get cut off and crash it and it burned down. Have you narrowed down an engine swap for Molly? Yes. Not gonna tell you. Sorry. Yet again, like I just never seen it done before. Don't want to share it. What are some projects you dream of doing? I guess I already answered that too. Any skills/techniques you would like to learn or improve on and incorporate into more projects? That is something I'm always trying to do. I really want to learn how to wire engine harnesses from scratch because then it opens up any engine swap. Right now, I have to rely on like, oh, is there some sort of tuning solution for this engine? Because I don't really know how to make a wiring harness. That will change for Molly's engine swap, so I'll have to learn this for Molly's engine swap, but I would like to learn it for other things. I would really like to get into 3D printing so I can unlock some fabrication techniques with that. And I would really love to get a lathe and be able to start like kind of machining things, small things and stuff like that. And by far the easiest question I have yet to be asked, of all the shop tools/equipment you've added or bought over the years, which one is your favorite or was totally game-changing for you? This bad boy right here, plasma cutting table. It saves so much time, improves accuracy so much. I love this thing with all my heart. I used to think that, oh, the time that it takes for you to program the program to cut it, you know, you'd probably just still save time just by making it by hand anyway. The biggest lie ever. I can make a bracket on the computer in 5 minutes, have it done, ready to weld in a total of 10 minutes. Something that would probably take me 20 to 30 minutes making by hand. Not to mention getting metal dust all over the place when you're grinding and cutting and all that kind of stuff. And that's all the Patreon questions I got. If you want to be a part of future Q&As, check out Patreon. You can join for free if you want to, or you can support the channel and give me money. It's tricky because I don't want you guys to think that like I'm abandoning this YouTube channel or anything like that. It is still a priority for me to make videos every week and have them to be entertaining. I mean, there's a reason why I'm not making a 5-part series on doing this engine swap or like a 3-part series on doing the turbo build. I want my content to be good. And so I'm spending a month and a half on this video and a few weeks on this video. I know a lot of people don't like the customer builds because you guys don't really get attached to the car or to the build. You know, you're never gonna see this car again after the video. You're never gonna probably see that car again after the video, which I understand. I like knowing that the thing I'm investing my time into is gonna be around. But that's why I try to compensate by making it a very good video, all one and done. You see the start, you see the progress, you see the results. I try to incorporate the owners into the videos, their story, the car story, and I hope you guys are liking it. And now this is where I have a question for you that I want you to answer. I've been thinking about killing Gingium. What do I mean by that? Well, Gingium is no longer my priority. I'm not in 10 years gonna be Gingium only making YouTube videos. I don't think that's my future. I think in 10 years, I hopefully have an awesome shop that makes really cool videos. And so, at this point, why do I keep my YouTube channel name and my Instagram name Gingium. Gingium was never like a sentimental name to me. And so at this point, it kind of makes sense to me to change the YouTube name to Ium Industries, make my Instagram just my name, Caleb Sandland, make it kind of a more personal Instagram. I can have behind the scenes stuff and all that kind of stuff, where Ium Industries Instagram can be just all the YouTube and business stuff. But I also understand if you guys would get confused by that, I think you can figure it out. But also if you just are nostalgic to Gingium, I don't know. I think I'm probably gonna do it anyway at some point, whether it's now or later down the line, who knows. If I do it, if you guys think I should, I'll let you know in advance so you're not just like scrolling YouTube trying to find Gingium one day and then poof, it's gone. That would be a bit confusing. But guys, I think that's gonna be it for this video. Huge thank you for watching, for supporting the channel, for supporting this new phase of my life. I hope you guys are excited to see both these cars. Both videos will be coming out pretty soon. If you guys do want to support the channel, please check out Patreon. You can also check out eumindustries.com. We now have a lot more parts for your cars. We have fuel pumps, fuel injectors, fuel pressure regulators, a lot of fuel system stuff. So if you need any fuel system parts for your car, check it out. Also, if you don't know, now you know, I can source pretty much any part for you guys. So if you guys need parts for your car, email Ium Industries and I'll give you a quote. I can get it as cheap as anyone can on the internet. Promised, guaranteed, price match guaranteed, all that kind of stuff. Besides like shipping. All right, thanks guys. Thank you to TEMU for sponsoring this video. I'll see you guys later. Peace out.